Hey. Naona tuko live. We are live. This is Friday Live here on Shared Moments with Justus. I'm so glad that you could find time to join us. And I hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, let me see the thumbs up. Let me see your thumbs up if you can hear me, so that we can go straight to our conversation tonight. It's an interesting one. I see people have already been camping here in the chat section, wondering when we are starting our show. Here we are. Last Friday we had a very interesting conversation, and one that really is at the core of the problems that faces as a country. We were talking about the issue of our girls who get to Saudi Arabia in particular, and other Arabian countries in the Arab world, and the struggle that they go through in the process of just trying to make a living. And we agreed that conversation, we were going to actually continue having it, but not tonight. So tonight we're talking about a totally different thing. But I hope by next week, perhaps next week Friday, we should go back to that conversation, and really, because we left a lot of things hanging, and would love to do justice to that kind of discussion. So tonight, I'm so glad that you could find time to join us. Let me know where you're watching us from. This is Friday Live here on Shared Moments with Justus. I'm just going to, trying to scan through your comments. They're coming in thick and fast. This is amazing. Yeah, and if you look at my setup tonight, I actually have an empty chair next to me. It's because I'm still waiting for a guest who is supposed to join me. Hopefully she can be able to make it. But nevertheless, I also have another guest who will be joining me virtually. Remember, you too can also join this conversation virtually through a video call. Yeah, video call. You can actually call us through a video, and everyone will be able to see you as you contribute to the conversation and the discussion we are having tonight. And so, apart from my guest who will be joining me here physically, I'm also joined by another guest virtually, and you too can be part of this conversation. So I'll be sharing a link in the chat section where if you click on it, then you can be able to video call in live. So watch out for that link and be part of this interesting conversation. So what are we talking about tonight? Miscarriage of justice. Yes, miscarriage of justice. Kenya is known for a lot of things, but even with all the positivity and positive vibes we have around, going around, we still have our own issues, teething issues, so to speak, things that we have to, face and more or less speak to ourselves in retrospect, because when one of us is going through challenges, then we all ought to be concerned. So tonight, the highlight of the whole conversation is a young man who at the age of 17 found himself in custody. He had been charged with robbery with violence at 17. But now the interesting bit is that this young man who was being charged with robbery with violence was actually on the day of the alleged crime in school and in class, because the records could show that he was indeed in class during that particular day, during that particular time. So how do you explain then that a case of that nature could still go on and, on and on and on, despite such, evidence to show that he was not actually on the scene of the crime on the day that this particular crime is reported to have taken place? So this is just one of the many cases that we are having in our country tonight, where you find that a lot of people find themselves behind bars or trying to seek justice, and yet nothing really seems to be working, or somehow someone is just deliberately trying to obstruct justice and making sure that those who are guilty are not committed to, those who are not guilty find themselves maybe even behind bars, and yet those who commit crimes are freely walking in our streets. So that is the conversation we are having tonight. And so I'll be joined later on in this discussion by a friend of mine. Her name is Grace, and we know Grace, Judy Grace, because she has really been very instrumental in highlighting some of these stories. She has a YouTube channel as well called Saga Prison Stories. If you can be able to go to Saga Prison Stories, you'll be able to see a lot of conversations of this nature. So I'm inviting you tonight to be part of this conversation. But before we go far, I just want to allow you to watch this particular story from this young man, Collins, so that it can then be able to inform our conversation going forward. I hope you're ready. Are you? Okay, so let's watch this particular story, and then we'll be back to have this conversation going.
So siku ya koti ilifika, nikasikia charge sheet ikakuja, wakasema Collins Lunale Aura, you have been arrested of robbery with violence. And then I was told that I've been given a bond of 1 million. Nikiwa hapo thinking of my family and how we have gone through a lot, even daily feeding in shida, alafu I'm being told that 1 million bond for a crime that I don't have any idea. Hiyo siku tikiwa koti ndo nasikia makosa, hata I have no idea of it. It was very painful. I was only a Form 2 student. At then I was 17. So the court ilichangia pakubwa 100% interfere with my studies, because the case has been inadragiwa in court. The lawyer mwenye unalipa anakuja, hakuna kitu anafanya, like wanaongea kizungu hapo kidogo, unaambiwa kuja date fulani ndo unakuja koti. Every now and then kuja date fulani. Yes, I'm Collins Lunale Aura. I'm from Kavangware, the place where I stay with my family. My dad, my mom, and my 5 siblings. So uko nimegrow uko. Na as I was growing there, I finished my class 8. Life was not that easy. Yeah, so after me join secondary school kwa shida bado. Secondary school nikasoma Form 1, first term Form 2, school fees zikaanza kuleta shida. Ni ngumu. My dad angefaulu kunisaidia in any manner, because remember he's a father of 6. There are those other siblings. Hata kama angetaka kunisomesha, ingekuwa rahisi. So nikapambana. I used even to kujificha when people have been sent school fees. Nasoma. I ended up going to Form 2. So when I was in Form 2, that is when my mind, something came in my mind that I should start hustling, because at least ni boost the family. So kuna kuingilia boda business, nilikuwa naenda stage juu I didn't own a bike. I had to do, they call it squad. Unaingia squad, in the evening unalipa 400. Your earnings maybe itakuwa like 300 kama siku iko sawa, ama 250 maybe when you share it with the owner of the bike. So that was my earning. I used to earn 250, 300. Kama siku iko vizuri, you earn 400. So remember, hiyo earning yangu ya 300, I'm supposed to kupeleka nyumbani. I'm supposed also to save for my school fees, because my school fees used to be around 6,700 there. The amount equal rahisi, because the amount that I'm earning haiwezi satisfy all the needs that nilikuwa nazo. Kawaida nikiwa holiday sikuwa napata time ya kurest. I used to hustle, so automatically nilikuwa hustling. It was on Friday at 3, the day when my life changed automatically. Yes, so they came a white Corolla vehicle which polisi ndio walikuwa ndani. Unfortunately nilikuwa arrested, not knowing kwa nini I'm arrested. I was taken to Mudangare police station. Hapo ndo nilikaa for Friday evening, Saturday na Sunday. So nikiwa kule ndani Mudangare, I didn't have any idea why I was arrested, because before I was arrested tulikuwa watu wengi kwa stage. So when the police came, people vanished, but to me nisijai kosea mtu. I've never been in a crime, so why should I run? So nilikaa and I was arrested with wakachukua pikipiki nilikuwa nayo and other 3 motorbikes zikachukuliwa huko Mudangare police station. So nikiwa huko ndani, I'm not hata when nilikuwa arrested na nikiuliza ofisa ni nini kimefanyika, what is wrong, officer anipei any chance ya kuongea. I'm being harassed. In fact wakaniwekea pingu, mikono ikakuwa nyuma like a terrorist. So I was so surprised, hey, what is going on, kwani nimefanya nini? I ended up in Mudangare. So ukiwa in a police station arrested, hujui hata umefanya makosa gani nini. So juu pale stage people knew my parents, they informed my family that I have been arrested. So siku ya koti ilifika, because courts don't do on weekends. Nikapelekwa koti, sikupelekwa koti on Monday, nikapelekwa koti on Tuesday. Hata sikujua mbona sikupelekwa on Monday, nikapelekwa Tuesday. So that was the time nilisikia ni makosa gani nilishikiwa. So wakasema, nikasikia charge sheet ikakuja, wakasema Collins Lunale Aura, you have been arrested of robbery with violence. Ati nimepiga gari ya a company called Letema, nikapiga dereva, nikapiga conductor, nikachukua simu yake, nikachukua simu ya dereva, nikawaibia 7,000. I was so surprised. Juu how is that possible? Nikiwa peke yangu I can do such a thing, na nipige dereva, nimuibie pesa, nimchukulie simu. And then I was told that I've been given a bond of 1 million. Nikiwa hapo thinking of my family and how we have gone through a lot, even daily feeding in shida, alafu I'm being told that 1 million bond for a crime that I don't have any idea. Hiyo siku nikiwa koti ndo nasikia makosa, hata I have no idea of it. It was very painful. It was very painful because I was only a Form 2 student. At then I was 17. A 17-year-old boy anaweza fanya such a crime akiwa peke yake. How? You know, it was very painful. So remembering the background of my family, that were not able even kukula ilikuwa shida, nini, mavazi shida, and then you are told such a thing, ilikuwa so painful. So my family ikabidi watafute lawyer wakulala, because after me kuchukuliwa kupelekwa rumande, my family walibaki nyuma kunipigania, because they knew I was not guilty. So my aunt alienda akapata lawyer Kwa mapenzi ya Mungu alipata lawyer. Huyo lawyer akasema they need 12,000 so that wanaweza tusaidia, wanaweza saidia my family. So my family had to go back, waanze kuomba, they raised the amount. My dad akakopa, at least wakafikisha hiyo pesa. So wakakuwa wamepata lawyer. So remember I was taken to Rumande for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks I was supposed to come back to the court. So nilirudishwa kotini. I was surprised to get a lawyer there. Lawyer akanitetea, akasema I was a student, which was true. And on the date when the incident happened, I was in school, because there was a register which was marked on the date. I was in school. So and what the lawyer did, alinipigania bond irudi chini, at least I be arrested outside. So wakanipigania. The other week tukirudi, akanipigania. The judge said that bond imekuja up to 20,000. Unfortunately hata hiyo bond ilifika hiyo 20,000 weeks, because walienda tena wakope pesa, waombe fundraising, mpaka hiyo 20,000 ikafika. Wakafanya ile process ya kunichukua huko, and I can see it like I saw it like a miracle. Nikakuja nikatolewa huko, and me being in remand, ilikuwa shida sana. I was being abused, unatukanwa, yani it was not that easy. Yani unawekwa kwa watu wenye wamefanya makosa and you are innocent. They wana kuthreaten. Eating was a problem, because my age was ilikuwa kidogo. Nilikuwa na monoliziwa, because huwezi sema kitu, you can't say anything. Mtu anakuambia yeye ndiye anajua kukushinda, because niliekwa na watu, the robbery with the violence, the people sasa wenye wamefanya makosa, na mimi mwenyewe I'm very innocent. So ilikuwa challenge. Nilipitia shida, even kulala ni shida huko remand. Eating it was a problem. After mimi kutoka rumande on a 20 bond, maisha yangu ilichange kabisa, kwa sababu hata after mimi kutoka huko ndani, nikakuwa naambiwa kila kitu. Naambiwa huyu kijana alikuwa anajifanya ni mtu mzuri, haona sasa saidi mbaya. People used to laugh at me. And then so after that I was supposed to nikuwa naenda koti. After siku umeambiwa unaenda koti. So nikiwa nimetoka, first day nikaenda koti. My lawyer akapigia my dad, akamwambia kuenda koti ati atakuwa anamtumia 5,000 ya transport. And remember hapo nyuma wako wamesema hivyo. So me after kutoka, wakaigeuza wakasema they want 5,000 ya fare kutoka penye wako up to the court, ndio wani represent. Hapo kwanza my dad, remember, ako bado kwa madeni yenye alisanya kunisanyia kwa bond nini. Remember also my siblings are supposed to be kuwa wanapata basic needs, na earnings yake iko very low. Unaona, so it's tough. Ilikuwa tough juu How come sasa mtu alikwambia atakuwa anakuja koti for free, tena anakuambia utume 5,000 ya fare? So my dad akaju his son, probably ikabidi wajinyime. Akuwa anajaribu anatafuta 5,000 ya kukuja kwa koti. Like 7 times tulichukua mention date. Unakuja mention. I remember unakuja mtu anakuambia mention and you have paid 5,000 and there is nothing imesemwa kwa koti, na ukirudi kwa nyumba there is nothing to eat. Yani your family is just there, mnapitia shida tu. So the court ilichangia pakubwa 100% kuinterfere with my studies, cause my dad alishindwa sasa, tutalipa fees, tutalipa koti, ikakuwa ni ngumu. So mi pia kwenda shule nikajaribu kukaa huko, nasoma nafukuzwa. It was so difficult. Even the teachers wakakuwa tired, wanaona hii pesa yako imekuwa mingi and hata hakuna pesa unalipa huku. And remember, hiyo ni time nilikuwa nimetoka huko Rumande, so my mind bado iko like freeze, because I don't know what to do, what to think. My life, yani at the day nilikuwa nasema my life iko miserable because I've lost everything. Because mtu akiinterfere na your studies, and that is where I was relying on. Hata my dream was to become an electrical engineer in the future, but nikaona my dream ni kama imepotea because I've lost everything. Hakuna mtu anakusaidia, but because of a case which has, hata sijui hiyo case ni gani, the case has been inadragiwa in court. The lawyer mwenye unalipa anakuja, hakuna kitu anafanya, like wanaongea kizungu hapo kidogo, unaambiwa kuja date fulani ndio unakuja koti. Every now and then kuja date fulani. To me ikakuja ni kama ni biashara, was it a business ama ni nini? Because sisi wenyewe hatuko vizuri financially, and uko there, you are a lawyer, you said utatusaidia, and bado unaitisha pesa. There is this time tulifika akasema, I needed to tell him everything. Nikakuwa nimemwambia mimi I'm a student, sijai husika mahali popote. So kulifika time ananipusha, ananiambia kama ulifanya hiyo kitu just tell us, mimi nitajua vile nafanya. Namwambia sasa, how is that possible? Mimi nikwambie I'm innocent and you are my lawyer, uanze kuniambia ati kama ulifanya ukubali. Ikakuwa ni kama ananipea burden yenye stahili kuwa nayo juu. Sasa mtu kama yeye ni my lawyer anaongea hivyo, how is he ata convince aje other people to say that this gentleman is innocent? These charges zenye aliekewa si hivyo. The complainant kwanza skipped like tuseme like 3 times, alafu the 4th time akakuja in court. The driver, because there are 3, the driver came after amekaa sana, because anasema kila saa anasema is not available nini. Every now and then kuna story inatokea. Akakuja akasema ananijua, na hiyo siku ndo tulimit for the first time. Hata mimi sikuwa najua nani amenishtaki. That was the first time tulimit in court, na wakamuuliza, do you recognize Collins? Akasema yes. So I was surprised, ananijua on which standards. So after then akaonyesha some bruises zenye alisema ati aligongwa. After then the court ikasema because huwezi sema tu umegongwa. Juu ukigongwa there penye ulienda ukatibiwa. There is the record inafaa ikuje in court. So remember hiyo iko side ya nini ya complainant side. Wanafaa waonyeshe kwamba this is the document. Kama ni daktari alifaa kuja aseme I'm the one nilimtibu siku fulani, this is the record. Hiyo ikufanyika. Instead wakakuja wakatuambia the doctor is not available. Remember when tukiambiwa the doctor is not available, that's another day, not the same day. Tunakuja tena, the doctor is not available. Tunakuja tena, the doctor is not available. At then there was COVID. Wakakuja wakasema the doctor ameaffectiwa na COVID. Tena every now and then there is a story. Tena wakakuja wakasema the doctor alikufa, alifariki. So after the other side imekataa kuproduce evidence ya kwamba alitibiwa in which hospital na daktari akuja aseme yake, the court ilisema I will start proving myself not guilty by going back to school, by producing someone who can testify on behalf of myself that I'm not guilty. And the only person who can testify, that is the teachers in my school, my previous school. So the lawyer has not made any effort to say that where can we find the person to testify. Hata si ati where can we find, nimemwambia my school where it's located, my school name. Yeah, so there is nothing ana interfere hapo ati aseme let me involve myself, go find out where, kama ni mwalimu wa Collins, we talk to him, we ask him like was Collins in school on this date, something like that. There's hakuna effort kama hiyo. I'm the one who's supposed to go there and find out kama niongee na yeye mwalimu akubali kuja kotini, that's up to me. So my schooling had been interfered completely. So I remember this is the sad part of it. I remember I prepared myself as usual, nikaenda shule, reported early. I was never late. I reported early, nikaingia kwa shule, nikakaa. So on the day, because sometimes I used to kujificha wakifukuza school fees, so mwalimu alikuwa amenijua, ameona venye huwa nafanya. So hiyo siku yenye on the date alikuja akanipata nikiwa nimekaa tu, akaniita jina, akasema I've been sending you for school fees but you never go home, but today I'll make sure utafika nyumbani. Remember he's talking, anaongea kwa darasa mzima. So akaniambia loka yangu, my loka itachukuliwa. As he's talking, aka request some guys there wachukue loka yangu, nikiwa nimesimama tu, ichukuliwe, ipelekwe nje, and I get lost. Akaniambia I'm banned. He used the word banned from being in school. My face will never be seen in that class ever again, because I have refused to pay. He said because I have refused to pay school fees. So So, yeah, because I've refused to pay school fees. And to me, nikiangalia venye shida napata, it's not, si kupenda kwangu. So mtu akisema ati because you have not paid school fees, remember I'm not working, I don't have anything to do, my father is only a watchman. You know, kusatisfy family needs, bado mimi pale school fees, bado koti. It was very tiring. So the end of my studying in Rudhimitu Secondary School ikakatika. At then my self-esteem was very low. I was very stressed. I just needed to be alone, you know. Sikuwa nataka kuongea na mtu. Hata ungeniongelesha ikule hata singekujibu, because what I had gone through was a lot. So I took myself back home on the date. Nikarudi nyumbani. I found my dad home. Obvious, venye aliniona hata hakuongea kitu. Na hata mimi sikumwambia anything because anajua tu the obvious, school fees. But sikumwambia the part that I was chased vibaya sana, like sitairudi huko. Sikumwambia the part. Nikajinyamazia, so ikabaki in me. So nikiwa home, kakwa nimekaa thinking on what next to do. So I came to realize that I had no choice but to stand up and keep moving. Nikaamua hakuna venye nitakubali my family iishe in that manner, because najua my family wangependa sana kudepend on me fully. Nikiangalia tuko pale with my sisters, you know, I have 5 sisters wadogo. Nikaona there's no need to give up, there's still another chance. So I decided to go back to boda boda. I left school, nikaingilia boda boda. Sasa nikasema because kupata boda it's not that hard. Naweza jaribu venye nilikuwa najaribu. I satisfy the needs of the family and the needs of the court, because the court was also there. Nilikuwa nafaa by some siku fulani I'm supposed to report on court na 5,000 ya lawyer. So nikasimama, nikaanza hustle, nika save. So as I was doing boda business, something came up. Nikasema even my studies haiwezi isha. Nikafanya boda, nika save like 6,000. Nikakuja nikaambia my dad, there is this amount niko nayo na naomba niende penye naishi. Kuna certain school our neighbor tu hapo, just like a walk tu unaingia. Nikamwambia hii pesa, take this money tuende uniulizie hii shule, at least I continue studying. At then I was Form 3 second term. Remember all that period, people are going, wanasoma, watu wanasoma nini. Mimi nasoma kidogo, niko huku nini. So the head teacher akakubali nikaingia shule. I was admitted there. So that was a private school. And I remember private school is very expensive. But I just gave a blind eye and said, whatever should be, let it be. Wacha niingie. Nikaingia. tukasoma like 2 months. Remember, so my dad hayana uwezo wa kunilipia bado fees, cause the fees kama hiyo 6,000 I was the one niliraise. Nikakuwa so bado naendelea kufanya boda weekends, holidays, but it was not easy. By then, if you can connect, ukisema, there is this saying inasema you cannot serve 2 masters at a go. Ikakuwa ni ngumu kwa sababu bado burden ya deni ikaanza tena to the second school. Na a private school huko najua without money nothing. Nikakuwa tena nafukuzwa. Every now and then I'm being told go for school fees, go for school fees. I ended up giving up. Nikarudi sasa nyumbani, nikakaa. Nikasema sina alternative, ni kuendelea tu na kazi, because hata nikikaa and my family inapata shida ya kujifeed nini. All the 5 sisters, they are looking upon us. My dad, mimi niko hapo, they are looking at us. Wana rely on us fully. So nikaingilia bodaboda 2 months. Nikasema so I have no other alternative, wacha mimi nifanye tu bodaboda. Nikaingilia bodaboda. Nikasema I need to cooperate with the government policy ya bodaboda. Nikatafuta license, nika raise pesa, nikaenda driving school. Nikapewa license, kaingilia bodaboda. Nikakuwa saa nasaidia at least my family wanapata earning. Hata kama hatupati sana ni kidogo tunajisaidia tu. Up to now I'm not in school because of the case that is in front of me, and my future is at stake because sijui kesi itaisha lini, because kesi it's going left, right, I don't know. So my career, my dream to be an electrical engineer, also it is at stake. There is another guy, he was my desk mate, now he's a technician. He's heading somewhere. His dreams are going somewhere. But to me, my dreams are shattered because of a case, a crime that I have no idea of. And the case itself has hata haina mwelekeo, because makosa there's no evidence that shows that I was involved at any cost. So the case has been a burden, a very big burden to my family, mostly myself also.
Hii kesi ya huyu mtoto imetuumiza kwa sababu sisi wenyewe hatuna uwezo kabisa. Kama mimi huwa tu nafulia watu, hata umeona yani kujimudu anafulia tu watu. Juu wakati mume wangu alikufa mimi sikuwa nafanya chochote, nilikuwa tu housewife. Sasa maneno ya huyu mtoto yametuumiza sana kwa sababu every sitting ni 5,000 na unaona maisha vile iko. Sasa hata tutajua jinsi ya kulea wenye tuko nao ama kushughulika na kesi, hata hatujui itokea wapi, kwa sababu Collins mwenyewe alikuwa tu ni mtoto mdogo, si mtu mwenye ameshahusika kwa, hata record yake iko very, very clean. Hata mahali penye anaishi ukienda kuuliza, hata uuliza tu mtu wa utawala hata atakukataza.
Saa hii ningependa tu kama kunaweza kuwa na mtu anaweza nisaidia tu my case itupiliwe mbali, because I'm not guilty. And then because to me I've lost everything. If there is somebody there who can also help me financially, I'll really appreciate, because say I'm nothing. I can't say anything.
Sisi kwa ukweli tu kama tungepata tu mtetezi mwenye angetetea kesi ya huyu mtoto ikaisha, kwa sababu imeharibu maisha yake na imeharibu maisha yetu, kwa sababu mshahara ya baba yake hata na sisi mapato yetu yote inaenda kwa kesi yake. Kama tu mtu angejitokeza akaweza kumaliza hii kesi ya huyu mtoto, kwa sababu imemharibia maisha, hakuweza hata kumaliza shule, maisha yake imeharibika, maisha yetu imeharibika, kwa sababu mwezi kishafika ndiye aende kotini, tunadaiwanga pesa.
I don't know about law, but to me, I think there is something which is not right. Yes, to me, there is something which is not right, because when somebody is guilty, they must be a proof, and if there is no proof, then you're not guilty. I'm supposed that is how law works. I hope this will come up to an end, so I plead for your help. If there is anyone out there who can hear my voice, who can aid and give help, I will really appreciate. I really love to thank my aunt. She has been there for me all that long. I don't know what to say even, kwa sababu I really appreciate my dad, everyone who sacrificed everything to see me going on and on. I really appreciate.
It seems like I've been talking to myself. Oh, man. It seems, okay, we are live now. We are live. It seems like I've been talking to myself for the longest time. Hizi story ya technology yani. Hey. Ni sawa tu. Okay. So let me pick it again. I've been speaking for the last, I don't know how many minutes, and unfortunately it looks like I've been talking to myself thinking that I'm actually addressing you. So let me just recap for the sake of that technical hitch. We have just watched Colin's story. Collins, this young man who at the age of 17 got arrested and was charged with robbery with violence, which clearly he was not part of, because for that said day that the crime was committed, he was actually in school, and the records in the school register are evidence to that. And yet he was, just taken from the streets by the police, taken to court, and charged with robbery with violence. And, the funny bit is that even with the glaring evidence of him not being part of that particular incident, this case has dragged on for the last 3 years, since 2019, and nothing seems to be coming out of it. Every now and then he has gone to court, attending those court sessions, and the hearing has not, conclusively been, resulted to anything. He has not been convicted yet. And this is really unfortunate, knowing that it has actually affected directly his school life. He's not been able to continue with school. He's dropped out of school. He was a Form 3 student. And so this is really a case of miscarriage of justice. And that's why we are appealing to you to really come on board. If you have or know someone who has a legal background in such matters and would be of help, kindly link us to that person. Or if you are that person and you feel that you are in a position to help this young man, because this is a very straightforward case, and all it needs is a lawyer who can be able to take up the case and help this young man. So even as we continue sharing our feedback and our comments about what we have just listened to from Collins, at this moment in time, I'm actually waiting for my guest, Judith, to join me. Judith, if you can hear me, this is your time. Kindly click on that link. I've shared the link in the chats. Click on that link so that you can be part of this conversation live. This is Friday Live here on Shared Moments with Justus, and it's always a pleasure, really, having you join me in these conversations that we hope would result into, would impact someone's life. And tonight, it's about Collins. We want to make Collins, feel like he's part of us, and really he is. And so miscarriage of justice is one thing that you don't want to happen to you. And so, Grace, I don't know if you can hear me. This is your moment. Kindly click on the link, join in, and let's have this conversation. Let's conclude and come up with at least a way forward for this young man. He is out of school as we speak. He is, has this case hanging over him. Every other time every month, he has to attend court sessions that we don't even know where they're heading, because if he's indeed guilty, then let him be declared so. If he is not, he should be released, because he has already wasted enough time trying to attend to this case that he's clearly not part of. So let me know what you think. Let me hear from you, having watched and listened to Colin's story and generally about the criminal justice system in this country. What do you think is not being done right? Where is the problem? Is it in the judiciary? Where do you think the problem is? Let me hear what you think. As I look at your comments here, I can see Joash. Joash, you're saying the criminal justice system is very corrupt and tainted. That's Joash. And let me also know where you're watching from. This is Joyce. Joyce, you say that the teacher who kicked him out of school must be the one who supplies. All right, not very kind words here from Joyce, but really it's just to express frustration in the manner in which this case is being handled. So I'm still waiting for Judy to join us. Judy, kindly just use the link that is on the charts in the live broadcast, and then you'll be able to join us. I hope you will be able to, you will not experience technical issues, and you will be able to join us shortly. But in the meantime, let me hear what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we have something? Yeah. So if you have someone next to you who can help you connect, even as we wait for Judy, you can also call in live using the link in the chat section. Just click on the link and join the conversation. Yes, Helen Dege says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. Helen, you're late, but I mean, what do we do? Here we are. We're still enjoying the live session, be it with sorrow, because we are here talking about issues that really are of a miscarriage of justice. The young man that is of reference tonight is Collins, who has just shared his story about the challenges he's facing. And that's why I'm making an appeal to anyone who is watching and you feel that you're in a position to come through for Collins, take up this case, and let's have a ruling once and for all, so that this young man can focus on his education and not just attending court sessions that he doesn't even know when they are going to end. It's really not an easy thing or an easy place to be. Foods 254, you're saying he deserves to be represented with the right people. Yeah, and that's the thing, because funny enough, he got a pro bono lawyer, and Collins says that even though he got a pro bono lawyer who was recommended through, I think, a human rights activism group, this particular lawyer is still requesting for, some form of upkeep or money from the family, and they had been promised that he would be giving his services for free. So they have been giving money every time they have a hearing. The lawyer is asking for 5,000 shillings, which the family really is struggling to even raise. Remember, even raising that bond was an issue. And so we are kindly appealing to you, if you know someone who can really represent this young man, that would really be a great thing to do, to link Collins with that particular person who can help them. Or if you are that person who can help Collins, then we are calling on you to really come on board and help him out. So I'm still waiting for my friend Judy. Leo wageni wangu ni kama mambo imekataa. You see, I even have, an empty seat here because I had another guest that was supposed to join me physically, but mambo yakawa, and she could not, make it tonight. But hopefully she will next time. And so Judy is also supposed to join me virtually. I think she's also experiencing some technical problems. Judy, you can as well join us in the chat section and also share, your feedback in regards to this story. If you're not able to join us through the live link, that would still be appreciated. So let me know. Oh, I'm seeing, yeah. Okay, so let me know what you think. Isaac is calling. All right, Isaac. Which Isaac is this one? All right. So We have Josephine Leshao joining us, and Josephine, what are you saying? Josephine anasemaje hapa? Josephine nasema maskini ndio wanateseka na kuangaishwa. Kweli kabisa. You know, it looks like if you don't have money, then these things inakuwa ngumu sana. Add to the left is huyu ni nani? Isaac anapiga simu alafu anatoroka. All right, Joyce Musonga, you're saying that now the mother's part again is even more painful. How can any human being do such evil to others? It's really an unfortunate place to find yourself. And if you think that this case is too far from you, maybe you don't relate as much because you've never found yourself in these particular shoes that Collins finds himself today. Let me tell you, these are not things that are strange to anyone. You could be thinking that, I can't be on the wrong side of the law, and instantly or suddenly something happens and somehow you, not because you've committed any crime, but just, coincidentally you could find yourself in this very position, and you would need someone to listen to you, you would need someone to come through for you, you would need someone to represent you. And this is what we are talking about. So it's not as such an issue that is unique to a case that is unique to Collins, so this young man. This is something that is a representation of many cases that we have seen and dealt with even in the past. Remember the case we dealt with some times back of McKenna, the young girl who found herself behind bars as well because she was selling. She had been employed in a shop whose owner had stocked goods that the government had not certified. And when the government inspection agency came, they found this young girl, took her in, and that's how she found herself behind bars. So these things can happen. They are not things that we can just imagine happening out there. They are as close home as you can imagine. So this is what we are talking about. Judith, are you able to join me? Let me see if you're saying something maybe to that effect. Tried several times, not able. Wow. So sad, because Judith is actually one of the very instrumental people in this country when it comes to the welfare of those who find themselves behind bars or trying to seek justice. Judith herself runs a YouTube platform called Saga Prison Stories, and she compiles and profiles a lot of stories, especially dealing with miscarriage of justice, trying to speak for people who don't have a voice. And so I would really encourage you to check out her YouTube page and learn so much, because Judith is the person who actually led me to Collins, this young man who just shared his story. And Judith is very passionate about these issues. So I'm really saddened by the fact that she couldn't join us tonight, but I hope that we shall be able to make it work for her because she's a very resourceful person who would then be able to make such a difference in a conversation of this nature. So Judith, tumekumiss sana leo, but hopefully we can be able to make amends and have you join us live next time, so that we can be able to together work out a solution for this young man and many other people who find themselves in this kind of problems. So regardless of the technical challenges that Judith experienced tonight, I think it's still, I can comfortably and confidently speak on her behalf and say that we would really, really, really request you to come on board and come through for Collins. He needs legal representation. This case is a very small thing if he is well represented. And as he was alluding to it himself, it seems like those who were given the responsibility of representing him only after making money out of the whole issue and making sure that it just goes on and on and on so that they can keep milking the family who virtually have nothing really left. And so this young man needs to be in school. He has already lost 3 years. He needs his life back. He's already traumatized going through these experiences at that young age from 17 years. It's just too much for a young person. And so we hope that you can be touched by this story and do something. Do something. This is Friday Live here on Shared Moments with Justus, where we do nothing but come up with solutions for the things that face us as a nation, the things that face us as, a society. Because whether you're watching from South Africa, whether you're watching from Namibia, whether you're watching from Kenya, where we are broadcasting from, or any other part of the world, these are things that we can all relate with. And so the criminal justice system is one that really has affected a lot of people here in Kenya, and I believe in many other countries around the world. So if we have an opportunity to be part of a solution, then this is our chance. This is our moment. I hope that you are going to follow through. We are going to share the details. You can reach Collins directly if you have something that you would want to say to him, which can be part of a bigger solution. Kindly feel free. We will share his contacts in the description and even in the comments section, so that we can come back next week and report that indeed his story has been taken up and something positive is happening. So Collins, also if you're watching this, which I know you are, keep the hope alive. Solution is on its way, and before you know it, this case will be a thing of the past. I just want to encourage you to, keep focused and keep the hope alive. Something big is coming your way, and I know that God is on your side. So guys, I've said a lot of things because I'm trying to sob here doing this alone, when I was thinking that I was going to have 2 beautiful guests join me, but unfortunately they couldn't. But it's okay. It's life. I hope that you've been able to enjoy everything that we have shared today, even those that unsettle us. I hope that it's a challenge to us to be able to make a difference in the best way we can, make a difference. So every Friday, remember, every Friday we'll be doing this, having a conversation on subjects and issues that really matter to you. So if you have any particular issue or subject that you would want us to discuss going forward, feel free, share that in the comment section, in the chat section, or you can even email us or WhatsApp us. We'll share all those contact details. Talk to us, and we shall definitely make sure that we have a conversation on those issues that matter to you. And remember, you can also be part of this movement, Shared Moments with Justus. Support us everywhere you can, in any way you can. First of all, by subscribing to the platform, so that every time we share this content, you're the first one to be notified, and you can also share with your family and friends. Also, if you want to make any donation towards the work that we do, so that you can support what we do every day, feel free to do that. We have a PayPal account. We have an Mpesa account, which you can also send in any contribution that you have towards supporting our work. We shall definitely really appreciate. And so it has been a beautiful journey, a beautiful ride for the last 2 years, and we keep going. Remember, our 2nd anniversary is coming in December. I think we already have a date. Yes. Those who were asking last week, when is the anniversary? When is the anniversary? It's coming. It's in December. And we shall give you all the details, I think, in the next few days. All the details. We shall be giving you all the details, including surprise guests and very huge surprises that I'm not even... let me not talk about that now. But all I can promise is it shall be fireworks. If you thought the first anniversary was something to really marvel about, then you'll be in for a good one. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. That's all we've had time for. All those details that I've talked about, you can find them in the comment section. I see Saga Prison Story. Judith is here in the comment section, and she's really, you know, trying to say that she would have wished to be part of this conversation. But all in all, she says, may Collins get justice and help from those who understand the law well. Very, very true, very true. So at the end of the day, we hope that Collins will indeed find justice. Sawa sawa. Sarah, we see you. You've joined in late, but I mean, we still appreciate. So those who have been able to watch from beginning to the end, asanteni sana. If you've missed out anything, remember this live feed will still remain on the platform, so you can revisit and watch at any other time, you know, at your comfort. Asante sana. Adios, muchachos. Tuonane next week on another live. See you. This has been Live, Friday Live here on Shared Moments with Justus. With me, your host, without my guests. Asanteni sana. Tuonane wiki ijayo. Ama namna gani? Kuna mtu akona swali kabla niende? Nani akona swali kabla niende? Hakuna, si ndio? So we can sign out. Yeah, see you next time.